If you're not a YouTuber and an average gamer, then you probably can't get the elephant ears, which is just 0.5% chance, and getting these summer seed packs are so hard. But what you can get is the Rosy Delight easily, which is 4.5% chance. So I'm going to put the Rosy Delight to the test and see if they can help me reach my first trillion mark. So let's begin. I've been grinding the summer harvest event like mad since the last 3 days. I've managed to get 38 summer seed packs so far, and it's finally time to open them to see if we get any Rosy Delights or elephant ears. Wish me luck. I am gonna skip the process of opening these packs because who wants to see that, but I'll show you what I unlocked from these. After opening all the seed packs, I got 17 wild carrots, which are kind of useless to me, 8 pear seeds, 7 parasol flowers, and 4 cantaloupe seeds. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correct, and 2 Rosy Delights, which I'm really happy I got 2 Rosy Delights. So I'm gonna be grinding the 2 Rosy Delights to see what kind of mutations I can get on it and how much money I can make from these Rosy Delights so that I'm closer to my goal of 1 trillion. When I start a new challenge, I like a clear garden, like a clear mind. So first thing I'm gonna do is remove all these tomato plants that I used for the summer harvest event. Now I'm going to place a master sprinkler and then my 2 Rosy Delight seeds next to it. And I'm gonna log off for some time so that these can grow into huge giant plants. I logged in after 1 hour, but they weren't as big as I wanted them to be. So I decided to use mooncats. This time the objective was to log off just when the mooncat sleeps on the Rosy Delight, and let's see if that works. I was not satisfied with the size of Rosy Delights that I got using mooncats. The AFK method does not work. So I decided to manually grow these Rosy Delights, and how I did it was, I placed a master sprinkler at the center of one side of my garden and then kept moving these Rosy Delights plant to where the mooncat sleeps so that I get a bigger fruit. It took me 2 master sprinklers, but I think what I got this time was definitely better than the AFK method. Tell me, what do you think? Okay, they're not done yet, but they are huge. Look at them. Okay, I'm happy. In the meantime, I'm gonna pick all these pets up because we don't need mooncats anymore. So my next objective is to convert all these Rosy Delights into rainbow. And how we're gonna do that is using a butterfly. Now how butterfly works is it needs 5 mutation to convert it into a rainbow. And I'll use different pets to give me these 5 different mutations so that this process is fast. So I'll use a bear bee for honey glazed, I'll use a honey bee for pollinated, I'll use a polar bear for frost, and I'll use a cooked owl for burnt or cooked. And then I also have that new pet, the scarlet macaw, which gives the variant mutation. So I have different pets, and then I'll leave this account AFK for some time for these pets to apply these mutations, and let's see what I have after a few hours. I just waited a few minutes and favorited all these Rosy Delights because I did not want to lose them by mistake. It was important. The next morning when I woke up, I saw that somebody stole my golden Rosy Delight. While the others were still there, but we had a small one instead of the golden one. So I had to do the whole process of mooncats and master sprinklers all over again. This time I tried really hard, used 2 master sprinklers, but only managed to get this. Now because this one grew under the influence of 2 mooncats, I was really hoping for the largest Rosy Delight till yet. But a few hours later, when I saw it, it turned out to be this. Not happy with the size of the new Rosy Delight, I had made one more mistake, and that was favoriting all the Rosy Delights. Now because I had favorited them, the butterfly didn't work on them. So butterfly only worked on the new Rosy Delight, and I had to unfavorite and leave the game again for a few hours to get the rainbow variant. Finally, after a lot of wait, all these Rosy Delights were changed into rainbow, and now I just had to wait for mutations. There's one little thing I had to do before I actually left, and that was placing the night staff and the lightning rods. Sadly, these 2 Rosy Delights were so huge that I couldn't place them together, so I had to use 2 lightning rods and 2 night staffs. It's been more than 24 hours and I kind of have all the mutations. It's all rainbow, verdant, moonlit, bloodlit, pollinated, burned, shocked, twisted, honey glazed, frozen. But the thing is, both my night stuff disappeared, but I still don't have the celestial mutation, so I don't know what happened. Also, I wanna get the chocolate mutation, so I'm gonna make a cocoa tree and we're gonna make some mutation sprays. And let's see how it works. I've never tried it. So, alright, that's one. Okay, we got the chocolate mutation done. 2, 3. Okay, and 1, 2, 3. All done. It looks so bad. I had already got all the normal mutations. What I needed was the rare mutations, and I could only get that from admin abuse. So I waited for the next Grow a Garden update, and my luck was terrible. From so many discos, alien, galactic, void events, I only got one mutation, and that was a new mutation added in the game called Fried. Also, an amazing feature added in the game, the magnifying glass, helps me check the value before I plug these from their roots. It helps me decide if these Rosy delights are ready to make me a trillionaire. Adding everything up, I was sitting at around 150 billion, but I wanted more, so we had to wait. But there is a good news. There are 2 new mutations added, which are normal weather events, which I can get just by AFKing. So I was hoping to get those. But even after waiting 12 hours for these weather effects, I did not get these mutation. But I did get the sun-dried mutation, and that too on my biggest Rosy delight. How this works is, if you got the verdant mutation and the sun-dried mutation together, it becomes the paradisal mutation. Just like how wet and chilled becomes frost or frozen. I had almost given up on getting any new mutations on my Rosy delight. Then I saw the new Sky shop next to the Seeds shop, and they had the new mutation spray, the Cloud Touch mutation. I got that and applied it to all my Rosy delights. So finally I am sitting at 6.4 billion, 9.2 billion, 18 billion, 67.8 billion, 28.4 billion, and 34.9 billion. Let's add all of this up, and I have a total of 164 billion. For me, this is the biggest money-making crop I have ever had in this game. I know the Rosy Delight is capable of much more if we get any of those rare mutations like Galactic, Void or Alien. So I'm not gonna plug these just yet. Maybe let it sit for another admin abuse. If I'm lucky, this would definitely be over 250 billion. I'm nowhere near my goal of 1 trillion. So I'll be back with another banger video. Until then, take care. Bye bye.